she's definitely one of those releases that won't see the full potential for about 1 or 2 weeks, and I'll tell you why in just a bit. But first, who is Pixie? Born Megan Gwyn in Wales, she is a hybrid mutant and fairy. Her mutant powers manifested in a near-miss road accident, and because she's part fairy, she also has magical abilities. She enrolled in the Xavier Institute and was one of 27 students to have survived with her powers intact when the Scarlet Witch depowered mutant kind in the events of decimation. She can fly, she can generate a hallucinogenic dust, cast magic spells, including a teleportation spell that was taught to her by Ileana Rasputin, aka Magic, and she can summon a soul dagger forged out of a portion of her own soul after her time in Limbo. In Marvel Snap, Pixie is a 2-energy, 1-power card with the on-reveal ability shuffle the costs of all cards in your deck that started there. Okay, so the text shuffle the cost of all cards in your deck that started there means that Thanos' stones or any rocks that get pumped into your deck don't count. Her best friend and worst enemy? Mobius and Mobius. Look, if you have Mobius on your side, the costs that get swapped down by Pixie retain their discount. But the costs that get swapped up don't get swapped up because of Mobius. But Mobius also hard counters her, because if your opponent has Mobius on their side, then only the swap ups will take and you're kind of screwed. So you gotta get out of there, right? So the first week that she's out will definitely be her worst week, because everyone who gets her will also be running Mobius. That's why you might want to tag in Rogue or Enchantress. Okay, so immediately my mind goes to a deck with a lot of low-cost cards and maybe 1 or 2 high-cost cards. The idea being that if you ruin a 1-cost card, it's not a big deal, right? But you have a higher chance of getting a massive discount on a high-cost card. An example would be like the Bounce archetype. Oh, my Spider-Ham is now 5 cost, but my Iron Man is 1 cost. I'll take that. And if you don't draw Pixie, that deck still works. So the Bounce Flood archetypes will be where I experiment with Pixie first. Also, Wasp and Yellow Jacket are good swap fodder for Pixie, which means she could work in a Lockjaw Jane Foster deck as well. Now, those are just some initial ideas. I'm sure the community will come up with some crazy combos with Pixie. Hey, if you have ideas, leave them in the comments. Look, I would probably save those collector's tokens and see if Pixie is worth the spend or is she just this big old gambler card. As for Spotlight caches, it's also kind of hard to justify a key, right? Because Mobius and Spider-Ham are both Series 4 cards. And if the whole Pixie thing is a bust, so is Mobius, kind of. This is also your chance to pick up Spider-Ham though, if you don't already have him. So is Pixie a straight up gambler card or is she a 5-head card? Maybe a bit of both. Hey,